Hey guys, and welcome back for another video, and today I have another Evolve review and tactics, and today it's for another assault character, Torvald. Now, Torvald is one of my favorite characters as assault, though he is a little bit difficult to play even for my skill at this game, even though I wouldn't consider myself too great at this game either. I'm just completely average in my opinion, but he is one of the more difficult assault players to play with, right next to Lennox. All the other ones are fairly simple to learn and play, as you just point and click at the monster. But Torvald takes a little bit more skill, especially with his mortar. So starting off, taking a look at his auto-fire shotgun, it has a clip size of 8. It shoots 6 pellets per shot and does 10 or 11 damage per pellet. And it shoots 400 rounds a minute if you shoot it automatic. And its reload time takes 2 seconds, with the minimum and maximum spread being 7 meters. Now, the auto-fire shotgun is probably going to be the #1 thing you're using at all times, because the mortar, it takes a ton of skill to use. Well, not a ton of skill to use, but enough skill to use to where you have to kind of predict where the monster is moving, or if it's a stationary monster, then that'll make it a lot more easier for you. Now the next weapon is the Shrapnel Grenade, which goes hand in hand with the auto-fire shotgun and has a minimum damage of just the blast itself of being 20, and it has a radius of 8 meters with a reload time which doesn't really make sense for a grenade at 1.11 seconds, and it multiplies each hit by 1.5 times. So basically what this does is it creates little hit points on the monster, similar to Val's sniper rifle, and paired with the auto-fire shotgun you'll be doing a ton of damage. Multiply each of the pellets, which is sitting at 10 or 11 damage per pellet on the shotgun, multiply that by 1.5 times, depending on however many shots you hit, along with the 15-second duration, which is actually quite a long time, and you can see in the video here, it feels like forever to me. But the Shrapnel Grenade itself, it's not supposed to be used for damage. So, like I said, being the auto-fire shotgun being the main usage weapon, with the Mortar Launcher being kind of like a support, last minute trying to snipe the monster sort of thing. But the Mortar Launcher itself now, it shoots 300 rounds per minute, it has 5 mortars in each load, and has a reload time of 6 seconds. It has an 8 meter minimum distance to fire and a 60 meter maximum range, along with a 3 meter spread with all the mortars together. Damage per mortar is 175 damage, which is really high, and understandably, because this thing is really hard to use, but if you're skilled enough, you can learn it very well and how the monsters move specifically, because you need to be able to predict where they go, along with getting all of those rockets to hit the monster at once to do a lot of damage. Now the final ability across all assaults pretty much is the Defense Matrix, which provides a 55% damage reduction, and it has a 10-second duration with a 30-second cooldown. Now, I try not to use this thing a whole lot because I rely on my medic a lot, but it does get me out of a lot of situations where if the monster gets me stuck in a corner, or if I want to take the aggro from the monster from my medic, for example, that Defense Matrix will come in handy. Now those were the weapons review out of the way. Now let's take a look at the tactics. So I found that Torvald, and Lennox for that matter, are more support assault players. So I know there's a support role in the game, but they can sit in the back, Torvald and Lennox can sit in the back and kind of help their team from there per se with damage. So Torvald specifically is he can sit in the back 30-40 meters away, mortar the monster, close the distance, whether the monster closes the distance himself or Torvald does that. Then you can throw some shrapnel grenades at him and then hit him with the shotgun. So now with the shotgun, obviously you shouldn't be using that farther than close range. So paired with the grade's going to be no good at any range other than pretty much face to face. So you want to be using those once you close that distance, but you want to be able to hit him with the mortar first. And especially if you're learning how to use the mortar, you want to be able to learn how long it takes and kind of what your monster's movements are. Now, I'm still kind of learning Torvald, even though I do have a lot of time in this game, where I'm trying to learn each monster's movement patterns along with the time it takes for the mortar rockets to land where I want them to be, because they do a lot of damage and I want to be able to utilize that when I close the distance. Now, supporting your teammates part is you want to be able to take the aggro off the monster immediately. Now, if they're a smart monster, you want to be able to attack them to where they're looking at you and having your team support you now once you attack him with the mortars, because you want him to close that distance, start attacking you, because you have the defense matrix and your teammates have the shields and healing. So now that's with all assaults, because pretty much every assault has like a close quarters set. Take hide, for example, flamethrower and minigun and toxic grenades. You're not going to be using those at long range at all. So him, you want to close the distance with anytime really. But with Torvald, you have a little bit of running room where you could play from far away or close if you choose to. Now the mortar, it does take a huge skill gap to learn, but I'd say if you spend enough time with him, you can do it. Now, those were kind of my tactics, how I play, and you can see in the video too how I play. I know it might be somewhat different, but that's because I was playing a little bit aggressive, where I just kind of be face to face with the monster, and I did try to pull back a couple of times with the Mortar Launcher just to get that high amount of damage. But let me know what other review and tactics you guys want me to do and what other videos you guys want me to do. I do kind of have an announcement probably in the next video. We did hit 300 subscribers, so I will be doing that giveaway. So just, if you haven't already, fill up the comment section with your comment, and I will be picking a winner in the next video. So yeah guys, thank you very much and have a good one.